right. This is the Boys Down Bad podcast. We are back another week. 2-man pod today.
Should be back to normal next week.
I think next week. So let's plan on doing over-unders next week. Mark it on your calendars. It's going to be good. The boys will be back. Husker news. We've got a little bit of news. I'd like to hear your take on this. 2026, we're going to grass field, I believe. What are your thoughts?
I like it. Just anytime you can minimize the risk of injuries, especially in football where it's such a physical sport. It's such, like, every game, every practice, there's a good chance I'm going to get hurt this week.
Mm-hmm.
So football, you have to have a lot of courage just to play it, knowing I could literally go out there this Saturday, first play of the game, and
blow an ACL,
have, worst case scenario, a helmet-to-helmet hit and never play the sport again.
Yep.
So anytime you can do something to minimize the risk of an injury, even if it's just something as small as grass, like, I don't know why you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I agree with it. I think it's a great move. I'm also excited for if we ever get, like, rain games or, like, snow games.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mess on that field. And those are the fun ones to watch.
Late Big Ten games in November when it's 10 degrees out, it's snowing, grass field. It's going to be a mess. And I think it works to our advantage. Like, I would love to see us do the old, like, Notre Dame where you got USC or Ohio State coming to town. They're a little faster. Maybe we don't cut the grass twice this week.
Yeah, true.
Let it grow out.
True.
Slow them down a little bit.
Yep.
I get it's more expensive. It's going to probably raise tuition or something. Might have to pay some more taxes. But,
wow.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize it's a lot more expensive than turf because, like, you think, oh, we're just going to plant grass. Like,
a lot more maintenance.
Yeah. And you have to tear up all the turf.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay the price of getting it all in. You got to get maintenance on it. But,
yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah, I think you get USC, UCLA down here late in the season.
Yeah. Cold
games, maybe snowy game, maybe a wet game. They're not going to be able to play. They're not used to that.
Yeah. I mean, Rule has been a big, like, let's get grass in. I think it is a good sign of the new AD too, just that he listens to Rule and, like, what he wants to do with the program. Like, I mean, the new AD could just say, like, I'm not doing that. It's way more expensive. We're going to have to raise more money for this. Like, but at the end of the day, I think just even if it is solely to just, like, prevent injuries, like, let's just do it. Like, especially in college where they're not professionals. I get you're making money, but at the end of the day, like, your goal is to get to the NFL. Like, that's what you're trying to do. Like, it would be really unfortunate, even if it's a different team too. Like, if USC has a projected number 1 pick in the draft coming up, and the guy tears his ACL in a week 10 game, and, like, maybe Nebraska doesn't have a ton to play for, but you get someone who that could be the difference of, I mean, like a Jordan Travis.
Yeah, that's true.
Where he was maybe going to be a first-round pick and he goes undrafted because he gets I think he tore his ACL, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
And, I mean, I don't think that was like a non-contact injury, but still, you can take some of the risk out of it.
I didn't think about I mean, you were protecting our guys, but also guys that come in as well. So that's good to hear. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I also think just grass fields a lot of times just look better, like they just do.
We've been fortunate with, like, our field looks very nice. Like, there are a lot of teams out there that have turf and it just, like, looks like shit.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate that our field looks great on turf, but I do think that I think it looks better. It's not as perfect. Like, like late August games, like, it's going to be a little brown at times, but I also think that kind of adds some character to the stadium.
I think with our just facilities that we have, like, we're going to keep it
perfect,
pristine shape.
It's going to be
and we got all the farmers too. They know.
Oh yeah.
They know how to keep the grass growing.
Get some farmers a little extra money. Give them some more jobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stimulate the economy.
Stimulate the economy. Help the boys out. We love it. So yeah, it's 2026. So got another 2 years.
I mean, it's 2026. Like 2 years. Like it seems like it should be something that could be done quicker. But like, when I like heard that we were gonna get turf, I was like, oh, they're gonna like push this out to like 2030. Just like not want to pay to do it right away. But
yep.
I mean, 2 years we're already a month away from week 1. So like,
yeah. Oh, that's crazy. How many is it? 5 weeks?
5 weeks.
And then 4 weeks for week 0?
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
We're only going to have three more pods until we start talking about.
Yeah, 3
football.
weeks until there's 12 picks.
Oh, let's go. I can't wait. It's exciting. Other news, the Big Ten poll came out. Nebraska's ranked 8th. So top 10
Yeah.
or top half. How many is it 20?
Is it 16?
It could be 16. It might be 16.
Because we added
Hold on. Let me look at this.
3 more this year, 4 more.
Yeah, and Raiola is on the Big Ten Player of the Year watch list, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, anytime.
18 teams.
18.
So we're top half.
Yeah.
We're behind. So it goes Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Michigan. That makes sense. 5 is Iowa.
I mean,
Which
they're going to play good defense. Like, if they take out the Nebraska.
over USC?
I don't know how good USC is going to be.
I know. 6 USC, 7 Wisconsin, then Nebraska. Rutgers, which I do agree with that one. Then Washington at 10. Maryland, Minnesota, UCLA at 13. Illinois, Michigan State, Northwestern, Indiana, Purdue. So we play
Where's UCLA?
13.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we play Rutgers. Do we play Minnesota?
I don't think so.
No, we don't play Minnesota. Play UCLA. We play Illinois, right?
I believe so.
Play Purdue. We play a lot of teams in the bottom half, at least for projections.
Yeah.
Which we knew. I mean, we knew. Obviously, pretty easy schedule.
Yeah, we play Illinois, Purdue, Rutgers, Indiana, Ohio State, UCLA, USC, Wisconsin, Iowa.
Most of those are below us in the projected rankings, so that's good. Ohio State's projected to win it. Oregon got 6 votes. Dylan Gabriel projected to be Offensive Player of the Year, which that makes sense.
I completely forgot about Oregon being in the Big Ten.
I know. It's insane.
It's
going to be weird.
Yeah, I mean, how many years out are we from 2 conferences?
I would say I don't think it's that far off.
Like 2 years?
I saw a lot of teams from the ACC.
Florida State and Clemson want to leave.
Yeah, a lot of them have already been offered, I think, to
And it sounds like they're going to join the Big 12.
Yes.
Because apparently the SEC doesn't want them.
So we're looking at 3 conferences here pretty soon, I would think.
Yeah.
Big 10, Big 12, SEC.
And then I think it just I would guess it goes geographic. I think it's going to be the Big 10 and the SEC. And then half goes, I mean, it sounds obvious, but half goes to the SEC, half comes to the Big 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have like Pitt joins the SEC, which like that would make sense. Like West Virginia joins the SEC.
Yeah.
I think Notre Dame's not far away from joining the Big 10.
Yeah.
And then like the Oklahoma State, if it goes to 2, and I mean the Big 10 or the Big 12 could be the ones that people go into.
Yeah.
I think a lot just kind of depends on these next 2 years because
yeah,
I think the Big 12 is going to be pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I think they will be too.
I think the Big 10 top half is better than the Big 12, but I think if you go 1 through, I think there's 20 teams in the Big 12 now.
Yeah.
Like if you go 1 through 20, like Colorado is projected to be in like the bottom half. Like they're better than like who's towards like an Indiana.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Dylan Raiola, one of the ones who appeared on 1 or 2 ballots. Interesting.
I mean, if you just look at the first 7 games, and then we play a lot of the bottom half of the Big Ten teams, like if he throws for 250 to 300 in the first 6 or 7 games,
Yeah.
like he's going to be up there just because of numbers. And like, it's different when a guy gets all these stats from like the first 3 non-conference games, and then like the SEC plays their other non-conference like right before rivalry week.
Yeah.
So it's different when you stack all those in the first 7 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
because then if he has a game where he throws for like a 187, 2 touchdowns and a pick against like a USC, it's like you're probably looking at a cold game where you're not throwing the ball a ton. If you win, like, I get that's not the best statistical game, but you still won.
True.
So like that has to count for stuff. Like has to count
For sure. Yeah, we'll see. But 8th, I'm happy with 8th. Iowa at 5. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, their defense is gonna be good, like you said, but
yeah. I
that
mean,
one
they're gonna
jumped
win
out
a
to
lot
me.
of games just because the other team's scoring 10 points.
Right.
It's literally for Iowa a race to 14.
Yeah.
Like if they can score 14 before you, especially if they win like a 17, like if they get up 10-0, good luck.
Yeah.
Maybe they score another touchdown, but then you have to score 3 times.
Yeah.
So like,
It'll be interesting. We also got the number 1 D-line recruit from North Dakota, and it was Wisconsin's top target. So we got him from Wisconsin, so that was huge.
yeah.
Cade, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. Starts with a P. But maybe we'll get him on the pod.
Yeah.
Help us pronounce it. And that's about all I had for Nebraska news. I don't think there's any other big headlines. A lot of people are playing with them in college football,
I am.
rebuilding the dynasty. So are you.
Yep.
How's that going?
I think 8-1. Lost
good.
to Ohio State.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fair.
Raiola threw for 400 yards, but
Good
it-
team.
yeah, I mean, they were the number 1 team in the country, went in there at number 6, lost by a touchdown.
Close game.
I knew that was going to be the hardest game. You're on the road, kicking's impossible.
Yeah. Kicking's ridiculous.
You throw one incomplete pass on the road and you don't know what routes your receivers are running.
Yep.
You don't know. I had one play. I called a pass. I went to preview and it was a run. I was like, okay, like it's fine. Like you're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
The stadium pulses all the way up. And then I look at what routes my guy's running and it just is question marks across the board. I'm like, okay.
No one knows. It's so realistic.
Yeah.
They've done a great job with it. And I've been addicted to it. I know all the boys have been playing it. They did a great job.
Yeah.
No complaints. Kicking's
If my
tough.
I have 2 complaints. Kicking's impossible,
Yeah. It's very difficult.
which, I mean, if you think about it, like college kicking is not great.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like they made like running the ball impossible where like that's not realistic, but like college kickers miss a lot.
Yep.
Now, is it a little unrealistic that I can't kick a field goal from the
20-yarder?
10-yard line on the left hash?
Kinda.
And then passing is, you kind of know it more than I do. I haven't played Dynasty
Yeah.
yet.
I've been playing a
or
lot of online. And I have like 3 pass plays. I know that I can like actually complete the pass. But if I throw downfield, 80% of the time is a pick.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, there's a lot of picks in college football. I get it. I think the defenses are so like overpowered. And also guys online, they'll like drop a lineman and just like, if they know you're running certain plays, they'll just have them spying that area
Yeah.
and they can like, use their picks all the time. So passing's tough online, and I haven't figured it out yet. I saw a lot of videos online of like, if you see this type of defense, like you should run this. So I need to study up on.
Yeah.
I need to study up on my playbook. I need to be better.
I do a lot of play action read comeback.
Oh,
So circle is just like it's a long pass. Like if
Yeah.
you're offensive, that's one tough thing about Nebraska is the offensive line could use a little work.
Yep.
We're recruiting offensive linemen heavily right now. But if you get enough blocking, it's usually open.
Yeah. I think play action online is also very difficult because you don't get that much time to throw either.
Yeah.
So, like, you do a play action, you have to get the ball out right away. Sometimes you don't even get a chance. So, be careful of that when you venture into the online phase.
Yeah. Tried Road to Glory for a little bit. It's just like, if you want to play with, like, a good team, like, if you want your guy to go to, like, one of your favorite teams, like, you got to go somewhere bad and then transfer.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Quarterback for the Beavs.
I saw, I was looking at, so I've been playing the college football playoff thing.
Okay.
So you play like 9 games and then you like go up and down and you like try to make it to the playoff against other online guys who also made it to the playoff in their season. Haven't made it to the playoff yet because everyone's really good. But I thought that's a really cool game mode playing online. I looked at like the number 1 guy in they break it down to like freshman. I think it's like All-American, whatever. Number 1 guy in my league he's played 230 games. He had like 180 wins and 50 losses. I'm like, how have you played that many games?
Yeah. Like, at some point, I mean, I'm sure, I would guess it's like a college kid where like the game came out at a perfect time for kids in college.
Yeah.
You don't have a ton of responsibilities. You're probably working a job or like you're an intern somewhere. So like you can kind of play pretty late, but like it's tough when you're mid to late 20s.
Yeah. Got to
work, kids. Like I try and play, but like I also like don't want to be like not spending any time with people. So
I saw that. I was like, how have you played that many games? Like that's incredible.
Yeah, it's
I respect
really
it.
fun.
I respect it.
Like if you haven't bought it yet and you have a PS5
Yeah.
or whatever the equivalent is on Xbox, like spend the $70 now. Like I get if you didn't want to pay extra to get it early, like
that's fine.
But even just like playing Dynasty, like
it's so fun.
Like it got me so excited for the football season because like right now is usually the time where like we're 5 weeks away. It's like not close enough to like really start diving in.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're playing with Nebraska, like you can play the exact schedule.
Yeah.
Like I switched it up, but that was just like I didn't want to play UTEP.
Right. The thing I've noticed is a lot of times it takes me like 3 weeks into the year with the transfer portal and everything to see who's on what team.
Yeah.
So I've played so many games of like, oh yeah, that guy transferred there, and so now I kind of know.
Like Cam Ward is on Miami.
Yeah.
Like
right. And I wouldn't have. Well, I probably would have known that, but it would have taken me a couple weeks to like really hone in on who's where. Now I'm gonna be like prepped and ready for the year.
Yeah. Like it's weird. Like Dylan Gabriel is on Oregon.
Yeah.
He's played for 4 teams.
UCF, Oklahoma.
Oh, and then Oregon's
Oregon.
3. Like he's been.
Did he go somewhere else?
I feel like he was at
I think this was his 4th team. I can't remember the other one, but yeah, it's helping me hone in on who's where, which is good too. So we're learning.
Yeah,
it's a great game. The Open happened this week. I was off and on watching it. I was out of town. Conditions were tough.
Yeah,
as they should be with the Open in Scotland. Royal Troon. Course was playing tough. Some guys shot incredible rounds, like Xander.
Bogey free.
Was that Saturday?
Sunday.
I think Saturday was like the really bad weather, wasn't it?
Saturday was.
And he still shot like 68, 69.
Yeah,
I think
Justin Rose said he hit every iron in his bag into greens.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like he hit like a pitching wedge through a 4-iron.
That's crazy.
Into like, he said he hit a 4-iron into a par 4, and it was like wasn't that long.
Yeah. It was like 25-mile-an-hour winds, and it was raining.
It was blowing like 18 or 20 on Sunday too.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like, it looked like it like the Open.
Yeah.
Like it didn't look horrible, but it didn't look great.
Right. Xander won second major this year. He won the U.S. Open and the Open.
Yeah.
Right.
The PGA.
Yeah, PGA. You're right. Bryson won the U.S. Open. But I saw someone online was talking like, if the season ended today,
Who would have the best
who
season?
who would be player of the year? Because obviously it's Scheffler and Xander.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's Scotty's just won so much this year.
Yeah. And Xander was top 3 at the PGA? Or was he top 5?
Or at the U.S. Open. Because he won the
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep getting it mixed up. U.S. Open.
I think he was in the mix.
He was definitely in the mix. I think he was in the... Was he in the mix at the Masters?
I don't think
I don't remember. Scotty won.
I mean, if you're saying if it's truly player of the year, I think it's Scotty. If you're saying who has had like the most impressive season, I think it's Xander just because he won half the majors.
Yeah. That's a great debate. I honestly don't know which way
Because like
'cause you pretty much base everything off the majors. Like
Yeah.
obviously Scotty has won a ton of money. He's first in the FedEx Cup by 1 million points.
yeah,
But like everyone knows, like the majors is game time. That's when you come out. You got to play your best.
Yeah,
And
like-
Xander's won 2 of them.
the one thing Scotty has going for him is he's won a bunch of like the elevated events,
Yeah.
which is you're getting essentially all the same players that the majors do, minus Bryson.
Yeah.
Because like obviously the live guys can't play in those, but like you're playing. It's not like he's won like the John Deere, the
Right.
Barracuda. He's won literally everything.
Was it RBC? Did he win that one?
RBC. He won Jack's tournament,
Yeah.
the Memorial.
Yeah. They
I don't
both
know,
had
it's-
great years.
Yeah, it's not like a clear cut. Like if you would have asked that before this major, you would have said like it's for sure Scotty.
Yeah.
But like Xander has 2 of the 4.
Yeah. That's incredible.
The list of guys who have 2 majors is insane. It's like Bryson has 2, Scotty, John Rahm, JT, Xander. There's another big name.
That's a good list already
Yeah.
right there.
So, I've just seen a bunch of like who's going to complete the Grand Slam first, and it's like the tough part is like you would think Scotty, but he only has he has 2 Masters. So he has
That's
to
the
win.
only majors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Rory has 3 of the 4, but
Just needs the Masters and he can't win it.
yeah,
Just can't. But yeah, it was a good weekend.
yeah,
Good golf. Should we do some grid?
yep.
20-win season. Holiday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Verlander for Mets Astros.
Yes.
Garrett Cole for Astros. ERA.
Padres.
Um,
Maddox. Greg Maddox, is that his name?
Jeff Peavy.
Oh, Peavy. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Jake Peavy.
Jake Peavy. Yep.
20-win season, 3 ERA, like Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay.
20 wins. You think Noah Syndergaard ever did it?
That's a good guess.
A weird
Or
one.
who's the DeGrom?
Yeah, DeGrom probably did.
How do you spell his name?
DeGrom.
Yes.
No.
Nope. It's got to be Syndergaard.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, it's someone that we don't know then.
Jeez.
A weird one. for Phillies Padres is Shane Victorino.
Yes, good one.
And then I think Ricky Henderson played for the Mets and the Padres. He's sneaky, played for a ton of teams.
Who?
Henderson.
For who?
Padres, Mets.
Ricky?
Yeah. I don't know how he played for so many teams, but
Yep.
okay, what do we
7
need?
for 9.
Oh, that's
That was
it.
it.
Dang.
Who were we missing? Oh. Tom Seaver was the Mets pitcher.
Ah,
Roy Oswalt. Probably could have got there.
yeah. I have a baseball stat.
'Kay.
This comes from Kev.
Shout out Kev.
Yep. He sent me this today. Said the Royals have won 55 of their first 100 games for the third time in 40 years.
Jeez.
The other two times that they did this, 1985, 2015. Both years they won the World Series.
What'd you say the odds were at?
Plus 6,000.
Might be worth a little sprinkle.
Now I get 55, like winning 55 games means you lost 45.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of losses. 55 and 45 is not a team you would usually even just like think to sprinkle.
Yeah.
But the fact that the only other two times in the last 40 years they won the World Series, I think
It's interesting.
I think they're second in the wild card, which the wild card is weird.
Yeah.
They take 3 wild card teams from each division. They have a 1-game lead over Boston right now.
So they would be in at this moment?
Right now they're in.
Hmm.
I get if you don't want to sprinkle it because, again, winning 55 games, like, it's not a ton. It's not like they're
It's not crazy.
75 and 25.
Right.
Because, like, yeah, at that point you might as well sprinkle them. Especially, like, they're probably, I mean, they're definitely the closest team to Nebraska.
Yeah. Are they, when they won in 2015, it was 2015?
2015.
Were they a wild card?
That year they were not.
They were not.
That's the problem with that stat is in 2015, I think that was the year they had 8 of 9 All-Stars.
They could still win their division, though.
I think, yeah, I looked at that today. Because it wasn't,
It's a great stat by Kev.
yeah, I mean, I think he was loving that he got a shout-out last week. He was texting me
We'll
a lot
always
of-
shout out Kev.
Oh, yeah. So right now they're third in the AL Central.
Okay.
The Guardians are 59 and 39. They're tied. I guess they're tied for second with the Twins.
Okay. And they're only 4 back,
5 back.
5 back. They could easily win that.
Yeah. I mean, they just keep winning.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's kind of shocking.
yeah, because they have like 2 big names,
Yeah.
Bobby Witt and Sal.
Mm-hmm.
I do with what you want with that.
It's a great stat. A great stat.
Again, if you have to consider in 2015 they had 8 of 9 All-Stars.
Yeah, that is true.
The other All-Star on that team was Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Which, like,
That's nuts.
I mean, I think they had 2 All-Stars this year, maybe. I don't know if Salvi was an All-Star. But still, if you're just following strictly stats,
Following the trend.
55 of their first 100 games. Last time they did that, past 2 times they did that in the last 40 years.
Yeah. Throw $5 on it.
Yeah.
Never
They're
know.
10, win
Throw
600.
Yeah. It's a
You're
great
going to
deal.
spend $10 anyway.
Yeah.
At this point, with how much things cost, $10 is,
Yeah.
$10
meal.
is a $1 bet.
Yeah. True.
So just
Inflation.
inflation's bad.
Love it. Great stat by Kev. I think that's all we got. Is that all we got?
Trying to think if there's anything else. Close to college football.
Very close. Yeah. Over-unders next week. Get those locked away in the box.
Yep.
And, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're getting
It's
close. It's
we're-
felt like a long off season.
Yeah. We've started to have media days, which is nice.
Is that, when is the Big Ten?
I
When
think
does it
next
start?
week.
Next week?
It's either next week or early August.
Okay.
But that
Or
seems too
right
late.
around the corner. I almost want to say it's like soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be good. See what Rule has to say. See what the boys have to say.
So the SEC is not going to penalize horns down.
Good.
Which,
Good.
like, people say I'm a Texas fan. I'm fine. Like, I think that's good for football.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing is if you aren't going to penalize a team for doing their signal in a positive way,
Yeah.
you can't you can't penalize it if another team does it in a negative way.
Exactly. I agree with that. 100%.
If we're going to do throw the bones, if someone gets a big stop against us and they throw the bones, like, that shouldn't be a penalty.
No.
If someone does the gator chomp, they should be able to do that because
Yeah.
Florida does it.
I agree. Should be able to do it.
So that's just setting my fandom aside.
Love it. All right. This is the Boys Down Bad podcast. I'm Dylan.
Peters.
Have yourselves a top 10 weekend.